Coach's Corner with the great Jesse Hicks back in Baldwin for his 7th season on his 2nd tour there in Milledgeville. The Braves last year, 4-7. All right, let's talk about this offense first, Coach, because you have one of the best backs in the state of Georgia in Michael Welch, a kid who ran for 1,300 yards last year. He's got 39 touchdowns in his career for you. Pretty good to have a star player like that, isn't it?
Yeah, man, Micah's a special kid, special athlete, and you can tell that by the amount of offers that he's had. And we've had everybody from every part of this country coming in to recruit him, but he's decided to go to Colorado and go over there with Coach Prime and that crew, man. But he's going to add a lot, not just to them, but his senior season, it means a lot to him and to us that we get him prepared and get him out of here on a great note. He's going to enter early. He'll be there in January, but man, you got to try to prepare to what you're going to do when he leaves. But had a great career here, and I know he's looking to have a great season.
Well, and you have a quarterback, Lamar Pounds, who took over last year after he had an injury at the position at quarterback. Now he's back. Do you think he's going to be even more settled in now that he's kind of starting the year as the starter at quarterback?
Sure, he's matured a lot. You know, one thing about playing as a young guy, sooner or later you become an older guy. And it's the same system. It's just I'm a little bit more matured. I understand what it takes. I understand the people around me, timing and everything that goes with playing the position of quarterback. Lamar's done a good job. We've all had a great offseason, but he's had a particularly one where he's had a lot of growth and he's had a lot of correction. But it's going to end up working out great for him and also for the team.
And you've got a pretty good number of young skill players, too, to go along with some people up front. I mean, you scored 23 a game last year. I think that's going to be up a little bit, don't you?
I think so. I mean, you look at, a lot of people will base everything that we do around Michael Welch, and that's fine. You can do that. But we still got great kids. Monte Palmer's one guy. Sadur Salahuddin, whose brother was an all-state player for us. Got a lot of young guys. Jonathan Butts, who showed up and had a great spring. And really, really like what we're doing up front with the offensive line, man. I am really, really pleased. I got 2 10th graders that are they're ballers, man. They really can, with their old school road grader type guys. Now, center Jace Powell is really good. Howard Clark, Jeremiah Thomas, those guys have done an awesome job up front for us. And we're just looking forward to being able to open up some more holes for Micah.
And those guys may be important on the defense as well. Defense needs to improve this year for Baldwin. We'll talk about that with Coach Hicks in our next report. Coach Jesse Hicks from Baldwin, the Braves trying to come off a 4-7 season. You're not used to that kind of record. I mean, you made it the playoffs, but still, you don't want to have a losing record. That's most unusual there. So you want to bounce back this year. This is an important year for you, and especially with the players you have around you, right?
Sure, no doubt. You're never pleased with not playing 500 ball. You definitely want to at least be at 500, but you definitely want to line yourself up to be in the playoffs. That's the whole purpose that you play, so that you'll be able to get in a position where when everybody's at home watching TV, you're still playing. But again, what we got to do defensively on outside the ball is just you got to demand a line of scrimmage. And I'm really like what we're doing with our defensive line, what we're doing up front. Jonquavius Russell's had a great offseason, man. He's been terrorizing in some padded camps this year, and you got Chavez Driscoll and Jalen King, Amarion Freddie. Those guys up front are doing an awesome job, man. It's really been good to go into practice because when your big guys are getting after it and you can demand a line of scrimmage, you can win ball games. But we had a couple other guys at the linebacker, just Devarius Russell. Is having a great offseason. LeBraden Burden at DB. One of the bright spots has been a young cornerback, Jaquan Hill, who's come along and played some great ball. So again, those young guys, like I said earlier, those young guys turning to older guys, and again, same system. And you don't want to give up points. In order to win championships, you got to stop people. But if we can do what we've been doing up front this offseason, it's going to be a challenge to score on us. Definitely trying to run on us. It's going to be tough.
Well, we know you're going to be able to score points. I mean, you've got a quarterback coming back after a year experience. You've got one of the best running backs in the state. So you're going to be able to score points. But that defense last year gave up 12 more than the previous year. So the improvement for that side of the ball on your defense, and especially going up front, that to me sounds like the key for you to get that 4-7 record in your rearview mirror. Is that right?
Yeah, you got to put those types of things behind you anyway. That's water under the bridge. You can't deal with that But you got to figure out a way to improve. I mean, you got to look at film, you got to look at where you are, and you got to look at what you've done in the offseason. I'll tell you what, one of the biggest things we did this offseason, we hired CB Cornett. And I know CB's name is, around the state of Georgia, especially middle Georgia. He's our strength and conditioning guy. We've had our guys maxes jump some 50 and 60 pounds in certain lifts. So CB has been a welcomed addition, man. I just love what he's brought to the table. And that was one of the problems that we had. We were not strong. When we went to Baylor, they were stronger than us. That won't be the issue here. That won't be the issue. And the big thing is just the mindset. Our kids' mindsets are a lot different than where they are. Part of that is playing football is belief in what you're doing. So I think that we're going in the right direction. 4-7 definitely is in the rear view, and we're going to be 1-0.
CB Cornett was the coach at Macon County when I came to town a long time ago in the mid to late 90s. That was one of the best high school football teams I'd ever seen. They killed people by like 8 touchdowns. So, he's pretty tough. First game on the 18th. Gets this little opponent down in Fort Valley called Peach County. That ought to be a good one. It always is. Coach Hicks, thank you very much for your time. Good luck to you this year.
Thank you, Bill, for all you do for athletics, man. Take care.